Welcome everybody back to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Carson.
And today we're watching Clannad After Story episode 14. What happened last time?
She graduated from high school finally and became Okazaki Nagisa. And they
Yes.
are married. And who knows what's gonna happen? Well, who knows what the future holds? I bet it's gonna be a lot of happiness and great memories and good times. I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, and you already know what happens because you've supported the official release. You've already watched the show, coming here to see what we have to say, our reaction, our review. And if you like this video, please like it, please subscribe, and check out our Patreon if you want to get ahead. Let's go. Oh, so they got
married, but yeah, they don't have enough money. Why'd you have to marry a poor fucker?
Just to mess with him. That's pretty funny.
I'm gonna need more coffee 1 second.
I really like their relationship. It's so funny.
It's so awesome. They really are becoming more and more alike as he grows up. An oath.
She's already crying.
I'm actually not crying. I literally had something in my eye. It's not a joke. I'm not afraid to cry. What's going on here? Okay, she's changing. We're doing the laundry.
Why would you get in the shower before you
dumb.
turn it on?
That's dumb. It's a rookie move. You've been pampered with instant hot water at your parents' house.
Forgot that he works.
What if he just he'd been forgetting for the last 3 months, he's been fired, doesn't even know it?
A job.
Just work at the fucking bakery. Why are you guys living in this shitty apartment when your parents have a house? Save up more money. Don't live in this shithole. Save up money and go live in a way better place.
This place is pretty decent for a first apartment.
It's a studio apartment with a married couple. That's not that good.
I wonder what kind of job she'll want.
It would be much weaker if you push yourself too hard. When your wife asks you to hold her hand. Your actual wife?
俺もお前さえいてくれればどんなことにも負けずにいられると思う。ずっとそばにいてくれよな。
はい、私ずっと智也くんのそばにいます。
こうして俺と渚の生活が始まった。仕事が終わると俺はまっすぐ家へ帰る。渚の待っている家、二人の家へ。
Oh.
I thought something weird was going on.
No, don't touch me.
I got
It's like,
scared
wait,
for a
what?
second. It's nice food.
Oh, the place is already so beautiful now that she's living there. There's like the dongo and plants and a bunch of stuff.
浪人中だっけ？
ウェイトレスさんです。私もお仕事探してましたからちょうどいいって思いました。
まあ知らないやつばかりの職場よりは安心か。
Yeah.
Yeah.
一応おっさんと早苗さんには言っておけよ。
And at least if you're working for people that you know, then like if she has all these health conditions and
Yeah,
stuff.
then they're more understanding.
いつか宮沢が言ってたことさ。この町には古い伝説がある。幸せな人たちが光がそこに現れる。もしかして今俺たちのそばにもその光があるんじゃないかって思ってさ。光が手に入ったら願いが叶うんだよな。お前なら何を願う？
何もいらない。
なんかあるだろう。
本当に何もないです。でも一つだけ。
マジか。何なんだ？言ってくれたら買ってやるぞ。
赤ちゃんです。ダメでしょうか。
I don't know about that one. Maybe get some more money first.
Yeah. Oh, now he's gonna have another serious talk right after getting married. Look at him, he's like, what the fuck is it now?
何の話だよ。
Disguised.
It's not disguise if he's with him. If you get caught taking pictures as not her father, then you'll be the creep of the neighborhood.
Yeah, big time. Hey. No. Brother. This is where they used to like walk to school all the time, wasn't it? Oh, this is his first taste of things are really changing.
Yeah.
Scary change.
いらっしゃいませ。
Oh.
あれ？
Yo, 久しぶり。
岡崎さん。
It's actually a maid cafe?
そちらの方は？
But then it's also really on brand for Okazaki because he's always just hanging around with random people.
お二人様、こちらへどうぞ。
Why is the manager...
賑やかそうで何よりだぜ。
いらっしゃいませ、智也くん。どうかしましたか？
いや、ちょっと顔見に来たんだ。
西田さんと杉坂さんに聞きました。そちらの方もお友達ですか？
I mean, remember Sanai?
Yeah.
Oh, that whole debacle?
手の方ですから。
He's a famous rapper. That's probably why.
どうぞごゆっくり。
Somehow. Even though you got the...
チョコ&ストロベリーミックスパフェダイヤモンドスペシャル。
Whoa.
じゃ
It's gonna be super expensive. Oh my god.
He just gets some coffee.
Why do they even have—
Yes, you did!
You did.
His manager just pissed off. Oh god.
Yo, what? This is a restaurant.
Ah.
You didn't know her dad.
Don't worry,
and
we
her
won't
husband?
start any trouble to go there and just start beating the shit.
Terrifying. You're never coming back here? That's probably a good thing. I don't think these girls want to get harassed.
Are they gonna get her fired? If they get her fired for this. Is it bad for the maids to have, like, relationships? Does that hurt, like, business or something? Okay.
バレてるし西野君と杉坂君から聞きました。せっかくの機会なのでご挨拶したいと思います。お騒がせしてすみませんでした。いやいや、大事な奥さんが言い寄られていたんですから、心中穏やかではなかったでしょう。実は前にも似たようなことがあったんで、彼女をうまくやり過ごして。
It's not the first time
うまくやり過ごす。
when she beat the fuck out of him.
弱く働いた経験もないそうですが、芯の強い人です。私どもにとっては。なくてはならない人材。ただ真面目すぎて失敗した時など落ち込んでしまうこともあるので、そういう時はお家でいたわってあげてください。はい。すみません。いや、家内のことこれからもよろしくお願いします。よろしくお願いします。
That's nice. I thought that guy was gonna be an asshole.
I feel like there's more to this story.
Oh. A lot of changes happening around town.
He's afraid of getting old.
It just doesn't like change.
怒ったんじゃない。動揺したんだ。だってそうだろう。旧校舎には演劇部の部室があってさ。
Yeah.
一緒に頑張ってきた思い出の場所じゃ。はい、
そうです。あの校舎がなくなると寂しいです。
ごめん。なんか俺神経質になってるみたいだ。
いいえ、私考えが足りなかったです。ごめんなさいです。
いや、俺の方こそ。
いいえ。
さっきは本当にどうかしてた。なぜだろう。なぜこんなに不安になるんだろう。街は変わっていく。俺と渚の周りの環境も、俺たち自身も。
Yeah, you're also moving really fast in
Yeah.
your life. I'm surprised they're going into this. Like, all these good things are happening, but he's just so stressed out.
Yeah.
In the first year out of high school, you, like, got involved in a fucking company. You got married. You're just thinking about kids already.
Yeah. He took a picture one time. Oh god.
He's getting a hefty dose of empty nest syndrome at this point.
It'll be so.
渚が早苗さんに何か相談するって言う。
Is she gonna ask her about the birds and the bees or something?
どうした渚?
She's pregnant.
すみません。
She's
Oh my
pregnant.
Why are you having a kid? I was fine with you getting married.
Are you pregnant?
謹慎だろ。
Have some tact.
できちゃったようですね。
Okay.
赤ちゃんです。
What is your problem?
ちょっと待って早苗。子供ができたってことは何か運んできたってことか。それともキャベツだけで取ってきたのか。
違いますお父さん。私と智也君は夫婦ですから
まさかこいついるのか。
We have sex. She actually is.
お前でこんなことをそう言うなんて。地球上でも珍しい生き物なんだ。奇跡すげえ。
止まってますので間違いない。
They're getting into like the realistic aspect of
I was
marriage
just gonna say
a lot
you
more
just-
than anime normally does. Why you?
めでてえじゃん。
Now he's just
You,
happy.
my daughter's husband.
A
Look at
grandchild.
his face.
His daughter grown up. A grandbaby.
Just as he's starting to go crazy from the empty nest syndrome, he hears about a grandchild.
I can babysit them every day of
Yeah.
my life. I don't know how to feel about that because it's like I don't know.
What?
I guess I'm happy for them, but at the same time I'm like, oh my god, you guys are just starting out and you're like tying yourself down immediately while you still live in this apartment. And I guess they can do whatever they want, but I'm just like,
Yeah,
how much
this is-
thought was put into it? Seems like not much.
This seems, again, another one of those situations where they're such a perfect couple that I don't put realistic values on them. Like, my realistic interpretation of marriage and having children and stuff like that. Because in real life, people don't have, it's so, relationships like this in real life are so rare that, like, they're almost impossible, and that's the point. So that's what I was saying before when the proposition happened of marriage. It makes more sense than in real life because they have such a pure and supportive relationship that it can't be replicated in real life. They're reaching a standard that is unseen by real life people. So the real life circumstances and shit like that does not apply to them, in my eyes. So if they want to have kids, they seem like they're ready to have kids. They've been having sex all this time. And by the way, props to the show for not making a huge deal about them having sex and treating it like it is like a normal thing in a relationship. For people who
I was a bit like worried that they were gonna like just suddenly like I don't know, like try and do something crazy, but they didn't. They just like brushed over it, which is good because it didn't need it. They didn't need like to really go into it in the show other than just like saying it. You know what I mean?
It's taken for granted, like how it should be. It's like there's no point in putting all this pressure on whether or not they've had sex or whatever. It makes sense that they would have. We don't need to know about it because sex in a relationship like that is just a product of. It's like marriage. It's like how they handled marriage. It's just like the next step in the evolution. It's like it's a thing on the road. What matters is their personal journeys and the things around that. Whether or not they're shown having sex or they've admitted to having sex previously, doesn't matter. So I like the way they handled it in this, just like I like how they handled marriage, because it doesn't matter. What matters is the journey along with it, like them wanting to have a baby. I like that they're having a baby, and good. You don't like it?
I don't know. I just feel like they're just like not really. They're just rushing along to the next thing, and it makes me kind of sad because they're like getting sad about all these changes, and then just like having another change, like.
Well, yeah, because what's the solution to the world? You can't stop the world from changing. You can't stop things from changing. It's so the foolish thing would be to like, let's not move forward in this natural progression of our relationship. Let's stop it because I don't want anything to change. I want everything to be the same forever. I want to stay in high school forever. I want to stay like this forever. That's what it's doing, is it's showing the change is painful and it's scary, but it's inevitable, and it's better to accept it and move along with it and enjoy things as they progress and as they come to you, and live life as it comes to you, rather than try and control your destiny and get freaked out about it. It's stressful, and it does show. That's what this episode was about. Is it's showing that it's not easy for things to be changing, but it's also only as hard as you make it for yourself. If you constantly push away changes and push things off to the future, or deny that things are happening, then you're just going to be more hurt for it, and things are going to be worse if you just can't accept what's really happening. Like Okazaki's dad, like with his mom and everything. Like when you can't accept your own reality, then shit gets really squirrely. So don't fight it. Go with the flow. That's the important message.
Fair enough.
You disagree?
No, I agree.
What do you think about that? Do you have any thoughts about that at all, or do you?
Yeah, I guess I think I don't know. I guess I just am letting my personal biases get in the way of their decision making. But I do agree that they're both like how you said, they are fictional characters, and they're so like perfect in the way that it is that you can't really pick anything out that's like, other than like, oh, maybe they should like get a little bit farther in their careers or
think about it this
explore
way.
Other options.
They haven't had a single fight. They've been in a relationship for like 3 years. They haven't had a single fight. Ever. The closest they got was Okazaki being mad at something else, but he's never taken his anger out on her. He's raised his voice about something that's bothering him, but never at her in her direction. And she's never done that to him. That's how pure and supportive their relationship is. It's unrealistic for a reason. So like in real life, people aren't like that. People fight. We fight all the fucking time. We fight all the time. Every couple fights all the time. Not all the time. We don't fight all the time. We don't fight every day. But it's a common thing there's conflict in a relationship. They don't have conflict in their relationship, at least regarding each other. That's how pure their relationship is. So I don't put real life values on stuff like that. If they were acting like real people, like Horimiya, for example, where they're both really flawed, and Hori specifically is a fucking psycho, and then Miyamura is like, let's get married, and then it's just like the most out of nowhere confession. That's the difference, is that they're flawed people. They're more like real people. These people, I love them, but they're not like real people. They're really aspirational characters rather than relatable characters.
Yeah, I think that's interesting as well, because like Okazaki, especially previously, he like has that like tinge of like, oh, he's like almost relatable. He's kind of like messing around and doing bad. And then now he's sort of evolved to the point, but even before, it was just he was always doing kind of the right thing and always helping people.
Yeah.
And now even more, he's just keeping on going and just going.
But he's
for
not
it.
at the level of and I don't know whether it's more or less realistic, but who's the guy from Bunny Girl? Forget his name. He did a similar thing where he was always right. He's always right 100% of the time. He has the most based opinions on everything, and he is around solving everybody's problems. Okazaki isn't always right. He makes a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
But he doesn't take his anger out on other people, so he's admirable in that way, and that's what makes him aspirational. Whereas he's not a power fantasy like Bunny Girl dude.
Yeah.
Like, if we're talking about a slice of life protagonist.
Yeah, the going from girl to girl, helping them with all their problems, and it's literally not even an issue. He did that here.
But he made a lot of mistakes. Like, when he was... He makes a lot of mistakes. Like, he fucked up at his job, but even more emotional stuff, where he, like, all the stuff with Sunahara.
Yeah, I was gonna say the stuff with Sunahara.
And, you know, like, a bunch of things. There's a bunch of stuff like that, where he kind of fucks up, and he makes the wrong choices, but he really tries to make it right, and he's never trying to do the wrong things, and if he does something bad, it's out of, ignorance or like not willful blindness, but fear oftentimes.
Or he just like takes the joke too far, or like it isn't. He's not fully reading the situation, like with the stuff with Sunohara. He's just not completely in tune with the other person to the point that he can just do one thing and it will work immediately. He tries out different things or does weird pranks or sets up a crazy scenario.
So my point is, he's an aspirational guy. And he does make mistakes, but it's never out of spite. He never, like, does something that's, like real people in real relationships. They get mad, and without being bad, without wanting to necessarily, just your anger gets in the way, and then you take your anger out on people around you. And so, like, there's a lot of things. Basically, he's someone, he has an outlook that you want to strive for, not one that you're supposed to relate to.
Yeah.
At least at this point in the story. At the beginning, he's supposed to be more of a self-insert because this is a visual novel adaptation. So all of this saying, if they were a real life couple, like the way I think of this in terms of real life people, when I look at like people that I knew from high school who got married and had a kid when they were 19, 20 years old, I think you're a fucking idiot, dude. You're stupid. Like, you're fucking stupid. You're not like, that's the dumbest thing. You are not nearly mature enough to raise another person. You haven't even dealt with your own insecurities. You have no idea, like, what influences are on you that you're going to just pass directly onto your child. You haven't worked on yourself at all. You think you have because you, like, got a gym membership that one time and you posted on Instagram that you're, like, getting your shit together. But no, you fucking get stoned 3 days out of the week at least and drink all weekend, and then now you have a kid and now you're getting married. Like, that's real people who get married and have kids at 20. In my view, I don't think anyone under 30 should have kids, at least. Like, and nobody under 30 should get married. There's no point. If you love somebody, there's no reason to justify that with the government's opinion of your relationship. There's no, like, what does that mean to you? What does it mean if all of these people around you know that you are, like, just a word is ascribed to this? Like, if what really matters is a bond between two people and the support between two people, then marriage is irrelevant. Unless you're at the point where you are literally ready to, as marriage suggests, in a religious sense, bond your souls together for eternity. That if you're at that level, which they seem to be based on all evidence, then I think it's okay. The problem is nobody in their 20s, other than a fictional perfect relationship, reaches that standard. They're able to do that because they're not real.
I was gonna say it's like they were literally made for each other.
They are
because they
literally made for each other. Actually made for each other.
Yeah.
So that's why I approve of them having a kid and them getting married. Having a kid definitely is too early, I think, just because they don't have enough money, and that's a big deal.
Or
but they
life
can make
experience. It work. Just like they don't really know about life after high school, so how can you I just feel like they don't have enough real world experiences to be able to pass that down in an effective way, or like, you know what I mean, like figure out what kind of values and what kind of things you're taking from all your experiences in your entire life, and like giving the best of that.
I feel like in the case of Nagisa, she could figure that out pretty easily. With her mom being a teacher and having such a strong relationship with her parents, I feel like she's way more mature than her years belie. She, like you said, she looks like a 30-year-old because she acts like a 30-year-old. She acts
simultaneously like a 40-year-old.
She acts like a
and
mom.
Also a 12-year-old.
She already is a mom, basically. She acts like a mom, and
she already has one child.
And like you could, and just
Okazaki.
It's not a coincidence that she married a guy exactly like her dad. It's clever writing, because that shows what a strong bond and what a strong role model her dad was, because her dad is like a great guy. He's an awesome guy. He loves his wife. He loves his family. He would give up everything happily for his daughter, and he did. It's the exact kind of male role model that a father is supposed to be to their daughter. That's the whole point. And it's not an accident that it's written like that. It's on purpose. That's why Okazaki and Akio are showing far more overlap than they did earlier on in the show, because he's becoming more mature, and he's maturing into her dad, and that's bringing them closer because it's a good relationship, and because his dad's or her dad's a good person, and a good role model. So it's not an accident. It's on purpose. It makes sense. It's not. But I will say, them. Like, if this was an unplanned pregnancy, I think it would fit a lot better with the story. The fact that she's like, I want a baby, and then they have a baby, it seems more like more realistic that they would be moving fast and things would be changing without you wanting to, not wanting them to, but just being scared of the future, being scared of change, and then your wife is pregnant immediately. That fits way more with the story than planning this out. Her saying that, planning it out, and then, or maybe that's why he was looking at everything like that, actually, as a point of analysis. One more thing.
Did you see the little baby dongo?
Oh, a little foreshadowing.
In this scene?
Oh, we're just looking at this of them sitting when she's talking about having a baby. There's the two dongo in one corner, and then there's a baby dongo in the other corner. That's interesting. What was I saying?
They should have brought back the dongo ED for this one.
They should have. They did actually when she was talking about it. It was playing the dongo song, I think. But as a point of analysis, maybe the reason why he was worried about change and stressed out this whole episode was because they were trying to have kids. Maybe that's why he was worried about the future,
not only for himself, but she's like, oh, in a couple years, the students at that school will,
That's actually exactly what's happening. What am I talking about? That's literally what's happening.
Yeah.
She says, I want to have a baby, and then they're kind of scared, and he's kind of freaked out, and then for the rest of the week when he's going around doing random stuff, he's like, oh, this new building's getting built. They're tearing down the school. They built this restaurant where I used to walk to school. Everything's changing. This is scary. I want to go back. Why am I staying up sleepless nights worrying about things changing in the future, shifting around me? This is so uncertain. What's happening? It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. It not only makes perfect sense that I'm realizing now that is what the entire point of the episode, and I didn't realize until just now somehow.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense when you think about it like that. Like, he's thinking, not that he's, well, in a way he is missing the moments that they had together, and everything's going to be different for them, and then is also thinking about, like, oh, if it's already changed this much, how about in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? What's the world even going to be like at that point?
Exactly.
Don't know.
Yeah, great episode. Each episode is just so good. These episodes, you guys, we're not kidding about how much better After Story is. Telling a way more realistic story, telling a way more wholesome and relatable story, but it's also really unique. It's been, there's not a show that I've seen, again, other than Welcome to the NHK, that's dealt with, like, growing up like this, this specific thing. It's really cool.
Yeah. It was nice. It was nice. I'm glad the After Story is so awesome, and we're really excited to keep going with it, and we hope you guys are too. If you want to get a week ahead, you can check out our Patreon, patreon.com/boldcast, or just subscribe and wait for the next one here. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.